I knew that getting to RMD in a not nice car is a story that anybody can duplicate. That's duplicatable because I knew the majority of people that were part of our team were driving not nice cars. I didn't want people getting the bonus and then immediately going to get a car, because if they don't maintain the bonus, then the car is going to get taken away. It's going to get repossessed. So always be thinking in your mind, is what I'm doing duplicatable? Is what I'm talking about something that other people can duplicate? I talk about other team members. I don't talk about myself. I talk about other team members. Who can I edify? Who can I shine, put a spotlight on? And I remember, and it's just, part of it is my personality. It's just not my personality, but in terms of the business, to this day, that's still something that I do. And I remember when Johnny came to New York for an event that we did, and this was back when 50 cycles was considered a lot a week. Like right now, 50 cycles is like no one even thinks twice about that. But at the time, it was kind of like a big deal. I spent so much time talking about you because you triple cycled. And I would blow that up like it was the biggest thing ever. If you cycled the first time, I would blow that up. And I remember Johnny came in town and he was just talking about what I was doing. And they were like, everybody was like, oh, wow, like, oh. Well, see, that can be a strategy, because if you spend all of your time putting the spotlight on the people that are next to you, that are around you, it lifts everybody up. If somebody else comes in that's a team leader and then they briefly put the spotlight on you, then everybody else gets lifted up. There's a difference between that and me going around saying, hey, listen, man, I got this many cycles, man. When you going to catch up? Yo, man, I just pulled out this and I'm blinging like that. When you come, what's up? I got mine, get yours. Right? That doesn't work so good. And it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So make sure that the things that you're doing can be duplicatable. Another example is when you get somebody started and they're brand new. The first 24 to 36 hours, to me, are the most important. It doesn't mean that everyone that you sign up is going to cooperate with your plan, all right? But you have to have a plan. So if I just signed up today and you sponsored me, what do you think is the most important thing for us to do? To do what, though? What are we doing? Inviting who? Scoring 24.
Make the list.
Make the list and invite who? My who? Yeah, my top 10. To me, that's the most important. You know what I tell people? I say, listen, you're going to learn and earn. You'll learn as you go. Let's get you registered for the next event. So if I sign you up today, I'm going to say, listen, we got momentum coming up in 2 weeks. It's 2 something, right? It's 2 and some change. Let's go ahead and get you signed up for that right now. And then we're going to make some appointments today and tomorrow. Who can we get in front of? Who can we go see right now? Who can we see tonight? Who can we see tomorrow morning? Who can we see tomorrow afternoon for lunch? If we can book 4 or 5 appointments in the next 24 to 36 hours, that to me is a good start. If you can do more than that, great. But that is the first thing on my mind. I personally have, everywhere I train, most people are not really strong on their invite. So I have a personal thing about training people on how to invite, because most people just are not good at it. They don't know how to do it. And, you know, they're just kind of like fish flopping around. But even when I sign someone up new, I don't talk about that. I say, look, You and me right now, we're going to just go through this right now and just make a couple of appointments. I want you to say this. I just tell them what to say. I don't make a big deal out of it. Real quick, just do this. Just practice me real quick. Okay, good, let's call them. I'm just moving right now. And then I'll give them, I know some of you will have like a training that they can listen to or they can watch, and that's great. But before I send them to that, we've already booked the appointments. Once we book the appointments, I'm like, all right, good. We have an appointment at 4 o'clock. What I want you to do is go watch this training right now. So they can start training, as we're going. But the first thing that I want on their mind to remember is the first thing I did was I booked appointments when I signed up. So when I sign somebody up, what am I supposed to do? Book appointments. I just want that to be the first thing. Training is something that's ongoing. People are going to learn as they go. Some are going to learn faster than others, okay? And you'll be able to gauge that as you move through it. And I think it's great. I know some of you all, some of the leaders kind of share with me what their process is, how they plug people in, how they kind of gauge people's personalities. I mean, that's great. Everybody's going to have their way of moving through the business, but the principles are going to remain the same. The principles are very, very simple. I like the score in 24. Somebody else said, getting into their list as quickly as possible. It's all the same. We all want the same thing. Let's get in front of their people as fast as humanly possible. If you sign somebody up and they're not available, they're not ready to start working until next week, then now you can plug them in and give them some homework. Okay, go to this training, watch this and this and this. So when we get together next week and you're ready to start, you will have done X, Y, and Z. Because one thing we have to understand is that this business is never static. It is always organic, it's moving and evolving. So sometimes even the things that we talk about today might change a little bit tomorrow. It's growing and evolving. And it's not cookie cutter. Dr. David Peach, he had IMD in 10 months and 5 days. One of the first things he told me was, this is not a cookie cutter business. You can't do the same thing with everybody. It doesn't work. So as leaders, you have to be able to recognize how people are going to respond. If I'm with a blue, I'm like, let's just have some fun and get in front of people. Let's have, right now, let's go have some fun. Who are we going to show? I'm not even going to talk about trading and stuff because I know they're not going to, it'll just short circuit their process. I won't even mention it. I'll be like, all right, listen, we're going to have some more fun at a bigger party. That party's going to be in 2 weeks in Budapest. You want to go to Budapest and have a party? Right? So I'm just going to use different language and phrase it differently, but I would never say to a blue, listen, I want you to go to this website and I want you to watch this video and that. It won't work with a blue. A green, they're in. Give me an entire list. I want precisely how long is each video, and I'll watch the video, take copious notes, and then I'll give you a report on each video and be able to feed it. I mean, they'll love that, right? With a red, it's like, listen, the last person I enrolled, or better yet, I learned this story of someone that went IMD in 3 months, 108 days. How many people can you get me in front of in the next 24 hours? Right? I'm going to challenge the red. If it's the yellow person, how many people can we help? I want to help more people, and I want to do it faster. Would you like to do it faster? Let's see if we can change 3 lives in the next 2 days. What do you say? Right? I understand from a business standpoint, it makes sense if everyone did everything the same way. It's true. Like we would all grow faster. I just haven't seen that. The teams that I've been privileged to work with, everybody has their different strengths. And so you just have to recognize that and know how to, you just have to steer it in the right direction. So one of my rules in building, and I still do it now, I still go back to different markets and do trainings and all that, but I say the same thing every training. I say, listen, I'm going to share with you what works for me, what I have proven, what's been demonstrated, and what's working right now, and what's duplicating right now. It's your business. You have to make a choice. I am a voice. I am not the voice. I am a voice. There are other voices in our entire company that are as successful and more successful than me. I would recommend that you find some other leaders that you resonate with who have results, and make sure that you're getting an informed perspective on how to be successful. I'm never going to tell you something that doesn't work. Okay? It doesn't mean that you do everything I say as I'm saying it. If you want to do it, great. You'll get results. I'm willing to put what I'm teaching you on trial. And I'll say to someone, if you don't get results in 30 days doing what I'm telling you, I'll give you all your money back. I'll pay for your whole membership and you can quit. That's how certain I am of what I'm saying is going to work. So, as leaders, do things that people can do. Do things that people can duplicate. I know that you all have slightly different paradigms and personalities of how you do it, but everybody wants the same goal, the same end, which is they want the new person to have success quickly. And if that's what you lead with, then you'll have that. You want the new person to have success quickly, and then you want to duplicate it. Whatever system that you're doing and you're implementing, we should be able to look at it and say, okay, here's what I put in the last 30, 60, 90 days, and this is why it works. It's going to keep working. Because the business is going to promote you or expose you at all times. You can't hide. There's no hiding place. It's a truth-telling business. So we can always measure ourselves based on our paychecks. Our leadership is a direct reflection of our paycheck. And so we always have the opportunity to get better doing it. Does that make sense? Personal sponsorships, I want real quick. If you've sponsored at least 50 people in your World Ventures career, would you raise your hand? At least 50. 50 personals, yeah. Okay, would you stand up if you sponsored at least 50 people? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is called a clue. If you've done more than 50, what's your number? 130? 130? How many? 50. Okay, good. So that tells you, thank you. That's big time. This tells you what you have to do. It cracks me up. I remember, initially, people would come in and they would, you know how you have a race car, and if you get behind the race car, you can catch the draft. You can go faster because you can just get in that draft when the race car is in front of you. And it's sort of like when you have birds that fly in formation. When you fly in formation, you go 75% further, faster than if you fly on your own. Well, sometimes in our business, if there's a lot of movement and activity, somebody can catch a draft and they can get some of that momentum and they can kind of feed off of that. So I had several leaders that came into our organization and they hit like marketing director with 12 personals. And like that's rare. But it's happening over and over again because they caught the draft. There was so much freaking activity. Like if you just got any of your prospects near it, they just got sucked in and joined up. You know what I mean? Like got caught up in it. And so they started to think, well, I got 12 personals. Like, how come my business isn't growing faster? And I'm like, it doesn't work that way. You know, that's just timing. You had some good timing, but you can't eat off of 12 personals. You can't eat off of 30 personals, in my opinion. For my money, everyone should be gunning for 100. at least 100 to start with. I put in 60 personals before I found 2 people that were doing anything. That's just for me. Everybody's numbers are going to be different. Everybody's outcomes are going to be different. I put in another 60 personals before I found 3 more. Those were just my numbers. I don't know why that was, just the way it worked out. I have 160. Sachin, who's in South Africa, he and I are racing right now to 300. The first one to 300. Because I saw the #1 income earners in World Ventures, they have 500 personals. I mean, that's a clue. That's why the triple IMD, that's why, I mean, that's a clue. You got 500 personals, you got, the numbers are in your favor. So I had to change my story when I was saying to myself, what do I have to believe in order to get to the next level? Just go out and start recruiting again. That's why I made those lists. Like I made that last list on the plane ride over here. I just got all like the business cards I've been collecting and all that stuff. I just made it and I put it in one place. Because I said to myself, I got to go put in another 100. To get what I want, the goals specifically that I have, I got to go put in another 100. I got to do it quick. And so I found someone, an accountability partner, Sachin, because I know he's going to hold me accountable. Because I know he's moving every day. He doesn't sleep. He's relentless. He's going after it. So whatever amount of personals you have right now, it's not enough. Don't sit on your success. Just because you're cycling and your business is growing, don't feel like that's enough. Does that make sense? It's good? All right. Time is moving. All right. Well, I can't talk about everything, but it's going to be like what you do when you leave here. It's going to be what you do when the emotional high is gone. A couple things that I noticed today, and these are tells. If you came up here during the break that we had, when you were supposed to be making an appointment, and you came up here to take a picture, and you didn't book at least one appointment, if that's you, I don't want you to raise your hand. You don't have to call yourself out like that. But if that's what you did, this is why you're not moving in your business. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with taking pictures, but there's a time and a place to do that. We will make time to take pictures and do whatever you want. Like, we're here to serve you. But there's a time and a place to do it. You could have booked your appointment, at least one, and then taken a picture. But I know some of you all didn't do that. What you have to understand is we are all in this together. We're all in the same boat. There is no one in World Ventures that is more important than you. There's no one in World Ventures that can do something that you can't do, that has something that you can't have. What's available to any leader is available to anyone that's an up-and-coming leader. If there's an income that you want to achieve, there's someone here that's already done it. You have to start looking at yourself as the leader. You're the man, you're the woman. The way that you do that is you start to really lift up and pour into the people that are around you, but more importantly, you start to pour in and lift up yourself. Anybody know what an incantation is? Incantation. It's what you say to yourself to feel empowered. You all ever have a song that you hear and you get excited when you hear that song and you want to start moving? I know some of y'all are big into salsa, right? Y'all got some moves? Okay. Whatever that thing is for you that makes you want to move, an incantation is the thing that makes you want to become this bigger, more powerful being. And whatever that is for you, if you don't have one, I highly recommend that you write yourself one. Because see, you're living by an incantation every day, whether you realize it or not. Some of you are living by what you can't do, why this isn't working, how come it's not going fast enough, what you don't have. And that's your incantation. That's the story that you keep living from. Others of you, I can tell what your incantation is because of how you move and how you walk and how you talk and the results that you're producing in your business. You wake up and the first thing you talk about is how powerful you are. 5-star prospects, producers, and self-starters consistently call me every day to get started in my business. I'm a light that leads other people to theirs. I'm always positive, and I'm purely unstoppable. There's no earthly force that can move me from my line because I know exactly where I'm going, and I know when I'm going to get there. I am in whatever the rank is, earning this much income every single month, whether I like it or not. I have 50,000 people in my team, and that number goes up exponentially every single week. I am changing lives all around the world. That could be your incantation. But it has to be something that you create that really makes you feel empowered. Because how many of y'all have a television? Anybody own a television? Anybody watch it? Okay. I don't own a television. My kids are mad at me for that. Television. Telling you your vision. You do stuff where you tune into somebody else's thing all the time. You turn on the radio, you turn on the TV, you listen to somebody else's conversation. I'm challenging you to create your own vision and tell yourself that vision every day. And you do it until it becomes real. Yeah, you can call it that. Some people get caught up in the semantics of it, fake it till you make it. But there's nothing fake about it. It's real because I believe it's real. The last 3 people that I sponsored called me. I didn't know them from Adam. They called me. I found you. I called World Ventures and asked to speak to you. They found me. Well, every day I say to myself, 5-star prospects, producers, and self-starters consistently call me to get started in my business. Because I understand the power of the mind. It doesn't mean that I'm not working, but I'm also working up here. This business, if you allow it, it can just be an exercise purely in personal development. I can't say that I'm the guy that when I'm building my business, like I want to hit IMD in this much time. I want to hit this income goal in this much time. I didn't really have any goals like that because that stuff doesn't motivate me. But what motivates me are people. If I can build a team of really great people, great quality people, and some of those people turn into really outstanding leaders, then that for me was a big win. Whatever motivates you, you got to find that and let that drive you in the business. The way World Ventures is designed, it can be whatever you want it to be. Some of you all are very motivated by helping other people. You want to travel and you want to build bottle schools and you want to help kids learn and be educated and you want to have fresh drinking water, and that's great. Then do that better than anybody else by building a big team, making a big paycheck, and you can sponsor those trips and you can bring people with you. Some of you are motivated just by the act of having something that you can follow and you can prove to people if you follow this system, it's going to get you results. The same way if you own a McDonald's franchise, I want to show you how simple this thing is, it can work. And I know if I do A, B, and C, I'm going to get X, Y, and Z. Great, go do that to the highest mountain. Build a huge team doing that and show people how they follow the system. It's going to work. Some of y'all just like having fun and you want to travel and have parties and move people and do all of that. Go do that, but build your business doing that. And those of you that are money motivated, you want to get the $1 million ring, go get the $1 million ring and inspire people because you've worked that hard. You were that focused to do it. Michael Jecks has proven that you can start this business from scratch, and in less than 5 years, you can earn $1 million a year. His 4th year, he started making $1 million a year. His 4th year, he's never done this before. That's crazy. But I told you at the beginning, you got to be a little what? Crazy. Cray. And now, I wake up this morning and I see somebody hit IMD in 110 days. And I'm like, I got to go over to Asia and see what they're doing over there. There's something going on. Now, I understand that there's a different culture and there's certain things that come into play and people have networks. Like, I get all that. But even with all of that, there's something going on over there. I got to go find out what it is. And all it does is it makes me look at myself and say, okay, where have I been playing small? How come I'm not pushing myself more? What else can I do with this that I haven't even thought about yet? Where are you playing small? As you leave this room today, I want you to think about a couple of questions. Number one, what's bothering me? What am I embarrassed about? What really, really bothers me? What am I embarrassed about? Number two, why? Why does that bother me? Does it bother me that I can't just buy whatever I want because I have a bank account that can support my choice, my freedom of choice? Does it bother me that I have to compromise? Does it bother me that I'm still making choices based on time or money? Does it bother me that what I do for a full-time living will never give me the time freedom and the financial freedom that World Ventures can give me? Whatever bothers you, figure out why. When you know why, then number three is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You have a vehicle. World Ventures, in my opinion, is a great vehicle. Yes, there's plenty of other companies out there, but we're the only kids in town that are doing what we're doing in the travel space, and the timing of it, for my money, can't be better. When you look at the top 100 companies in the world, there's only one doing travel and travel only. Like, that's huge. It's not always going to be that way, but it is right now. What are you going to do about it? This is your opportunity. This is your time to take this to a brand new level. Now, we have momentum, and what's the next national event after momentum? United? I tell team members to always think 2 national events out. Have a strategy and a plan for momentum and for United. I'm going to take 10 people with me to momentum so I can take 20 with me to United. I'm going to be at this rank by momentum so I can hit this rank by United. Whatever that is for you, have a strategy that is at least 2 national events out, because we book our entire calendar for the year for those of you that are serious about taking your business and your quality of life to the next level. So I will leave you all with this, because our time has been short. It's been a great privilege to hang out with you all for a few hours on a Friday morning into the afternoon. And it's something that my mentor gave me, and this was given to him by Bertrand Braley, and it says simply this: if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, If all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither poverty or pain, sickness of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it. Let's go!
Thank you, Albert. Wait. We want to give you a gift from Team Israel. So we have balloons from Shiran.
Oh,
this is one. And the second one, we know that your time is valuable, so you can make phone calls from shower as well.
Ah, thank you very
So
much.
it's a waterproof Bluetooth.
Awesome.
And a clock that says, the time is always now o'clock.
Ah, nice.
With a picture of Team Israel. חבר'ה, בפיים לעד בלאק.